Hi all, Misa here again, and I'm just getting ready to finish up this Snowflake Ornament file set and wanted to do another quick tutorial on how to personalize these. So we're just going to do something similar as the family ornament set for this design and this design, but then also we're going to link some text in here so that the name actually cuts out of this ornament, where this one and this one will be engraved. So just going to get back into my screen here, come over to the type tool. Really, I'm going to zoom in here. Both of these will be the same. Click to type, and I'm going to do happy holidays. Another type, love, grandma, and Pa Baker. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a box down through everything. So visual, it's just nice to see things lined up. It makes my head feel good to line these up. And this is why I like to do separate text boxes for lines, because it um, isn't always as intuitive here. So I'm going to click that again. Maybe this will help. And again, draw down, realign here on the right in the properties menu. Looks good. If you don't like that font, you can go through here. I feel like Illustrator has a lot of different fun fonts to do. I downloaded Wishful Medium. It's one of my favorite fonts for the holidays. So I'm going to make this one Wishful. And click Shift Drag to not make it all wonky, and then move Love Grandma and Grandpa down. Okay. One final align, and there we go. All right, let's say that I want to engrave this. So right now my Glowforge, which is what I'm using, my laser cutter that I'm using, isn't going to read this text as an engravable object. So I'm going to click and then Shift, click, so that all of the text is selected. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of my properties menu and click Create Outlines. Now I'll go ahead with the script fonts. There's always these overlap lines because it traces each individual letter. So over here to Pathfinder, I'm going to click this Unite button, these two overlapping squares here. And that's going to make these all seamless here. Scroll out. All right. And so that one is ready to go. All right. You're going to do the same thing over here, whatever message you want, and it will engrave on this one as well. This one's a little bit different. So this, we want actually it to cut out the name here and have it one solid piece of wood. This is actually a window in here. So I'm going to, again, pick the type tool. I'm going to change it to a little bit sturdier font, maybe this Classic Beautiful to regular, which is not an imported font. It's one that comes with Illustrator. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to do Sarah. I'm going to do all caps. It makes it a little easier to line everything up. So S-A-R-A-H. All right. Using this to select, Shift, click. I'm going to make this bigger. See, it's a nice chunky font. And bring it up in here. And I'm not going to shift here. I'm just going to distort the font and draw it out to where I like it. I'm going to zoom in even tighter. And then I'm just going to pull it up until the black overlaps just a tiny bit, just the tiniest bit. So you don't want it to eat away the letter when you finally unite it all together. And one more drag up. I also come up here to the size of the the graphic in inches, and I feel like you can adjust it a little bit more here if you're just wanting like 1/8 of an inch or less. Let's see. Okay. So for all intents and purposes, this will work. Okay, so you just see how there's some overlap here. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did with the engravables. I'm going to go over here to create outlines. Before I union it all together, I'm going to click and drag to select everything and just make sure that it's lined. Oops, not wrong one. I'm going to Command Z to undo that. All right, and I'm just going to line it up this way. Okay. I'll move it down a tiny bit more. All right, so now I've got the text selected. Now it's not an overlapping text. It's not a script font, so I don't need to go in and do this Pathfinder at all. So that is fine. So now I'm going to hit Shift again and click on the ornament. So now I've got both the text object and the ornament selected. And now I'm going to go over here to Pathfinder and unite them. All right, so it made my ornament like my text. It brought the fill in. You can just go over here to stroke. I'll go to a red stroke, and I like no fill. All right, now I'm going to deselect here and go ahead and scroll out, and you can just see that all cut on the red. This is not a layered ornament. You just engrave and cut, and it's done. I just throw some, I'm cutting out of 1/8 inch birch and throwing some stain on it and a string and calling it done. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks so much.